Hey everybody, and welcome back to Schmindel Unlimited, the podcast for reviews, rants, and ramblings about books from our favorite place to get books, the Kindle Unlimited universe. I'm one of your hosts, Amity, and we've got a special episode here as we're waiting for Lauren and Stephanie to kind of finish up some fun life things that are happening so we can get back on schedule. We're going to hop in with a collab episode, if you will. My oldest daughter, C, had to do a podcast, or had an option to do podcast as a project for school. So she chose to do that. So we are going to have just a mini guest episode collab with the podcast Caidyn did for school. So without further ado, welcome to the podcast. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. What about you?
I'm doing fabulous. So I know you've heard some of our episodes before. Or have you? Have you listened to the podcast?
No.
Well, that's okay. When we start our episodes, before we dive into the topic of the episode, so the thing we're reading for the episode, we talk about other things we're reading or watching or listening to. So what have you been reading or watching or listening to lately?
So I've been watching Dance Moms, because I'm obsessed with it. But, what I'm reading is Meant to Be by Katie Cicatelli-Kuc, and it's really good, and it's so interesting, and I'm definitely Team Caidyn. It's really fun, and even me, we've been reading Out of My Heart by Sharon and Draper. It's really good, and I love it, and I'm so sad that the book's gonna end soon.
I know, we're almost to the end of it. So Caidyn and I, even though she is, old enough to be in school and definitely read to herself, we still read together before bed. I read to her. And so we've read some great books together. Is Wonder still your favorite book?
Yeah.
So we read Wonder together, and that one was fabulous. And this book, Out of My Heart, is book 2 in a series. The first one was Out of My Mind, right? Mm-hmm. The first one was Out of My Mind, and it was so exciting to find out that it was a series, because we did really enjoy Out of My Mind. And now we're reading Out of My Heart. We have less than 25 pages or so left. So we're getting to the end of that. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the meat of this episode.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Literary Lounge. I'm your host Caidyn, and today I'll be talking about one of the amazing American poets, Emily Dickinson, and why she's still remembered as one of the greatest writers in history. And we have a special guest today on my podcast, my mom.
Hi.
Hi. I'm super happy you're here.
I'm so excited to be here. It's such an honor.
I know. How do you feel about Emily Dickinson?
So I really like Emily Dickinson. One of her poems has been one of my favorite for a really long time. I think I learned about her when I was in 7th grade, and I've really like her poem. So I'm excited. I'm going to share it later on the podcast, I think, if you ask me about it.
Oh, yes. Okay. So, as you might not know this, but Emily Dickinson was born on December 10th, 1830 in Amherst.
Amherst?
Amherst. And I think that's interesting. How her she was born such a long time ago, but her poems are still remembered. It's almost 200 years ago.
That is a long time.
Oh, maybe it was 200 years ago. I don't know. Anyways.
Yeah, I kind of 1826 would have been 200 years ago. So 1830 is 196 years ago. So she's not still alive today, right?
No.
Good.
That'd be creepy.
That would be crazy.
She was born in she grew up in a well-educated family and loved reading and writing from a young age. Like me. Did you like reading and writing from a young age?
I did. I always liked reading. In fact, I was one of those kids who my parents, if I didn't do my chores, they would take away my favorite book that I was reading at the time. Yeah, there was one time we had gone to Barnes & Noble to get the new Harry Potter book because it came out, and I loved Harry Potter. Slytherin fam, what's up? I'm a
Gryffindor, bro.
Yeah, okay. Whatever. Anyways, and I was only allowed to have the book in the car on the drive home, and then as soon as we got home, I had to give it back, and the next day, I had to mow the lawn.
Oh.
And I couldn't have the book back until the lawn was mowed, and I was
How
up...
old were you?
14, maybe?
Why were you trusted to mow the lawn?
Honestly, it's, like, not that dangerous.
Well, like, you could have ran someone over.
The mower didn't go that fast.
Oh.
Like, you're good.
Okay. But, like, she lived during a time where women weren't always encouraged to become writers. So, like, I wonder, like, what, like, made her, like, passionate to, like, you know, keep writing even though she wasn't, like, encouraged. But she did follow her passion for poetry.
Well, I wonder if her family encouraged her. Like, even though, like, generally speaking, women weren't encouraged to. But, like, maybe at home, you know, she came from a well-educated family, so they obviously valued education and probably valued reading and writing.
Yeah.
So they probably were like, it's okay if you don't tell anybody, but you can keep writing.
Mm-hmm. What do you want to be when you're... What did you want to be when you were younger?
Oh, man. How old? I feel like I had different careers depending on what grade I was in.
Like, when you were in high school and then when you were in our age.
So when I was in high school, I wanted to join the military most of high school.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
Yep, I wanted to join the Army. And then Gigi Pa, who had served in the Army, told me it probably wasn't a good idea with the kind of military action we have these days. And so he asked me not to, and you know how much I love Gigi Pa. So I didn't. But when I was your age, when I was, you know, tail end of 6th grade, going into 7th grade, I either wanted to be a killer whale trainer or a conductor of an orchestra.
Yeah, you were a band nerd.
Yeah,
Wait, when did you join band?
In 6th grade.
Oh, okay. As she got older, like Emily Dickinson became very private and spent most of her time at home.
I feel like you would love that.
Yeah, I like being at home a lot, but I when I'm at home, like I don't feel like I write a lot, like as much as I used to, because I used to write like so much, but like.
Well, you wanted to write songs.
Yeah.
Which are kind of like poems.
Yeah, like yeah.
Maybe I should have named you Emily.
No, I do not look like an Emily.
Who do you think is a current poet we have? Who's just
Dr. Seuss.
Always writing poems? Honestly, I thought you were going to say Taylor Swift.
Oh, I don't know. I don't really like read a lot of poetry from like nowadays.
Yeah, but you read song lyrics.
Oh.
Like if Emily Dickinson had a guitar, she could have been 1830s Taylor Swift.
And Taylor Swift. Anyways. But like, because she really left her house, even though her world seemed really small on the outside, her imagination was like super huge. Love that for her. She wrote poems about emotion and experiences that many people could relate to, which is one of the reasons her work is still popular today. And I love that her poems are so popular today. Like, I think, like, if I was, like, Emily Dickinson, if I came back, like, now, I'd be so honored that my poems were still honored.
Do you think you'd be embarrassed? Like, I didn't know you were going to take that out of the drawer. Mom, thanks.
Oh, well, no, I think, like, one day, like, I don't know why she hid it. Maybe she hid it because, like, she was, like, because she wasn't allowed to write poetry, like, or like it wasn't like encouraged, but
okay,
I don't know. But yeah, her poetry was very different from other poems like written in the 1800s. She used short lines, dashes, and unusual punctuation. At first, some people did not understand her writing style, but later I think it became admired because it was creative and original. Her poems often made like people stop and think deeply about life and feelings. I like Emily's poems because they're really short and often simple about things in nature, and I I've often thought about, not as eloquently as Emily did. So one of my favorite poems really was like The Moon. It's really inspirational. And this is how it goes. The moon was but a chin of gold a night or two ago, and now she turned her perfect face up upon the world below. Her forehead is an amless blonde, her cheek like a beryl stone. Her eye unto the summer dew is the likest I've known. Her lips of amber never part, but what must be the smile upon her friend she could bestow, where her silver will. And what a privilege to be but the remotest star, for certainly her way might pass beside your twinkling door. Her bonnet is the fur mat of the universe. The universe is her shoe, the stars and the trinkets at her belt, and the dimities of blue.
I love that poem. The first verse is my favorite.
Yeah.
The moon was but a chin of gold.
I like the one that's the universe is her shoe.
Yeah.
That's nice. I love the metaphors.
So many.
Yep. Emily Dickinson wrote about many of the important topics, including death, hope, nature, love, loneliness, and faith. And one of her most famous poems is "Hope is a Thing with Feathers," which I know is one of your
is my most favorite. Yeah.
Is your favorite poem? Do you want to read it?
Sure. Hope is the Thing with Feathers by Emily Dickinson. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul, and sings the tune without the words, and never stops at all. And sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could abash the little bird that kept so many warm. I've heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity it asked a crumb of me.
I love that. I love how it's talking about how hope is, she compares hope to a bird, and that's really what I got from it. How does it make you feel?
Well, when you see birds, they often it feels like they're so free because they can fly anywhere, right? But then they can't fly anywhere because they've got little tiny wings and they can only go so far from home, even though they can do such cool stuff like fly. And birds will work better, if they're going to fly far, they fly together. And
migration.
Yeah, I find that so inspiring. And we can go far. And it's easier to go far together.
Yes. Preach. Word. Amen.
Shout it out.
One interesting fact about Emily Dickinson is that during her lifetime, only a small number of her poems were published, and some were changed by editors to sound more traditional.
Ew, rude.
I know. I would be so mad. After she died in 1886, her family discovered almost 1,800 poems hidden in drawers and notebooks in her room. Once these poems were published, many people realized how her talent was.
How sucky is that? You have to die, and then people are like, wow, turns out she was great.
That's, you were there, for, quite some time. Why did no one notice that?
I feel like that happened a lot in art.
I know.
I'm glad, with social media, that happens less. At least I think it happens less now.
Yeah. The old artists, Van Gogh and stuff, they didn't get, popular till they died.
I know. And what a shame. Especially because,
their poems, not their poems. Their art sells, for, millions of dollars.
I know, and they were, so poor when they were alive.
I know. That's sad.
Yeah.
But today, Emily Dickinson is considered one of the most important poets in American literature. That, yes, slay, girl power. Her poems are studied in many schools around the world because they're emotional, meaningful, and unique. Many writers and poets have also been inspired by her creativity and courage to write differently from everyone else. I really think personally Emily Dickinson is inspiring because she stayed true to herself and never gave up her writing even when others may have not understood it at the time. Her work teaches us that being different can sometimes make a person unforgettable.
Aw, that's such a pretty lesson.
I know. Let's take this time to share our favorite Emily Dickinson poems. So,
You already shared one.
yeah.
I shared mine.
Mm-hmm. So, my, second one is, and if I can stop one heart from breaking. And I love this so much. It's short, but it really makes you feel something with only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines.
Wow, you ate that, Caidyn.
Yes. But I love what it says. And it goes, if I can stop one heart from breaking, I shall not live in vain. If I can ease one life that's aching, or cool one pain, or help one fainting robin unto his nest again, I shall not live in vain.
That's inspiring.
I know.
Be a helper.
Yes.
Even if it's just helping one thing. It reminds me of that quote, have you heard about with the starfish?
No.
Where it's a short story and there's a ton of starfish washed up on a shore for miles. And there's one person that picks up the starfish and throws them back in the ocean because otherwise they'll die because they're not in the water. And someone's like, you can't save them all. And he's like, sure, but I can, my action means a lot to this one.
Oh, that's nice.
It's you can't do everything, but you can do something. I feel like that's what that poem is about.
Oh, that's actually so nice. Do you have any other favorite ones, or is that just your favorite?
You know what? If I Can Stop One Heart from Breaking is probably now my new second favorite because Hope is the Thing with Feathers I've liked for a really long time.
Yeah. But thank you for being on my podcast.
Thanks for having me. This was so fun.
It was super fun having you. Thank you for listening to my podcast about Emily Dickinson, and thank you for being on this episode of the Literary Lounge. I hope you enjoyed learning more about Emily Dickinson's life, her poetry, and the impact she had on literature. And that's all for the Literary Lounge podcast. Bye!
That was so fun. Thank you so much for letting me help you with your project, Caidyn.
You are so welcome. It was a joy to have you.
You should podcast more often.
I know.
Maybe we'll do an episode about the Out of My series when we finish the next book.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Okay, perfect. So we'll see you then. We'll also see you back on the Schmindel Unlimited regular feed for our next book. Full disclosure, I forget what it's called right now, but it was creepy. I read it really quickly. I can't wait to get over talking about it so I never have to think about it again. So we'll see you back for that next... Caidyn, I'm still recording.
Oh, sorry.
We'll see you back for that episode next time. Thanks for tuning in to Schmindel Unlimited for reviews about podcasts and poetry, apparently. If you wouldn't mind a review on your podcast platform, we would be forever grateful. And have a great amount of time. I usually say week-ish, but it's been about a month. So have a great couple weeks, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye!
Bye!